Today in this episode of Mojo for Industry Development debate on how to improve data center uptime powered by Siemens and knowledge partner Socomec innovative power solutions, we will look at different solutions that can improve the uptime of data center systems. Experts will also talk on how data center operators can minimize the impact of downtime. This session is supported by Ease of Doing Business. Start with Mr. Deepak. Can you make your points? Can you share your thoughts on the best practices for data center operators to minimize the impact of downtime?
Started with the note, the cost of a downtime is actually somewhere around $6,000 to $9,000 per minute. Compared to the solutions which are available, one downtime expense can be utilized in new technologies to actually create a much robust system. I think the greater than 70% is the contributor is human error. The kind of expansions we are having in data centers, we do not have these or trained resources coming in the industry is one of the key factors which is going to contribute to downtime. And moreover, when we talk about downtime, it's actually a very simple formula. It is basically the mean time between failures divided by the sum of mean time between failures and the mean time to repair. Now, what does that mean? It simplifies. That means if you have a product which has a higher MTBF, if you choose a technology architecture, that means the tiering levels or the redundancy levels, which is by design having a higher MTBF, you are bound to decrease the downtime. Also, the mean time to repair, that means the technologies today are coming up where you have lower mean time to repair for systems and architectures. And on the other side, for the industry, this to simplify is, I think more knowledge sharing is also restricted among the peer groups in the industry. Whenever there is a downtime, it's a human tendency or a corporate tendency to hide that downtime and not share that downtime learnings across the industry. I think it's high time the industry also start sharing this kind of knowledge. I think with automation, a lot of human errors get eradicated. So automation is definitely one of the key factors I would rate higher on the list.
Srisha, how do you look at this particular aspect about best practices for data center operators?
As the industry is growing very fast, right, it needs scalability and managing human talent becomes problematic. Also, it is one of the biggest opportunities. So the thing is, the more and more the human talent spends in the mundane tasks or repetitive tasks or very basic tasks, then you take you are underutilizing a resource. More and more digitalization penetrates. So that is where I think the main the opportunity for the industry lies is in terms of bringing in automation to the low value repetitive tasks and utilizing the human talent to drive more optimization opportunities, because that is where the best AI machines are already built. It is available for available with us. All we need to do is deploy them with the right amount of input so that we can maximize it.
So Mr. Francis, apart from this automation and reducing human error, for a data center operator, can you list out at least two best practices to minimize the impact of downtime?
Yeah. One is that this industry is upgrading daily.
Right.
So you have to upgrade yourselves on a daily basis. Otherwise, you will lose track. Second thing is that digitalization, everybody is talking about digitalization, and digitalization also will bring threats, cybersecurity aspects, all these things. So you also need to have information about your cybersecurity norms. What are the procedures? Here comes on to the selection of the product. You may find it cheaper actually if you go for a camera, a low-cost camera, but you should understand that low-cost camera can be your entry point for your cybersecurity threat.
Right.
Don't go for that cheap cost actually, which can bring you cheaper and it can bring you a lot of losses onto your revenue loss and the customer loss onto your operations of the DC. That is another thing. Third thing is that everything is onto integration. Don't limit yourself to your product, your technologies. You just go one extra mile, learn yourself what is that connecting aspects which can connect my system to the other which can have the entire ecosystem connected. And for that, integration is one of the best things. So Siemens actually is trying to build up a ecosystem or a platform called as accelerator, where you bring in a lot of players, lot of products, lot of portfolios, and then bring this entire aspect into the market so that everybody can be, you can be my competitor at the same time you can be my partner into the business actually. So these sort of concept we are trying to bring in, make use of the digital services which is available. Then there are something which is called as digital twin, which is being used in the data center. So when you build up a data center, you design with the software, with the BIM which you do, you connect it with that BIM with the operations actually. Okay, there are software available connecting that BIM to the operations actually, and you can just manage it for the entire life cycle of these DCs actually. Upgrade yourself, upgrade with the products, and then get connected with everybody actually who is in the ecosystem.
So stay connected, you mean to say. Mr. Pratik, would you like to add something to whatever Mr. Francis, Mr. Deepak and Sisa was telling?
I would like to lay my emphasis on two basic points here. When designing a data center, the focus should be more on creating a very resilient infrastructure, looking at the basic requirements and with definitely an eye on the resultant operational costs that will involve. Technology and higher-end capital equipment to add in infrastructure only from the point of view of maintaining a particular PUE. The overall architecture of focus should be such that the data center operators, the facility managers, should be at ease, the ease of operation in having a proper granularity in monitoring the PUE on a continuous basis with the proper benchmark, a proper stepwise monitoring of the particular PUE in terms of energy consumption, the losses, the operational cost. So it is a continuous process and which will be definitely be useful, and it involves a lot of specific training. The thought in creating a well-trained manpower for the operations is absolutely inevitable.
Thank you once again, Mr. Kujuman Francis, Mr. Srisa Nagar, and Mr. Deepak Singh Thakur, and Mr. Pratik Gupta, of course. We thank sponsor for the session, Siemens, and knowledge partner, Socomec Innovative Power Solutions.
For more updates, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon.